prisons remain one of the main sources of social control in modern societies. But how effective are they in helping to control crime?
There are two ways in which prisons can deter people. Generally, the prospect of prison can put people off offending. There's no clear evidence that that actually happens, and one of the ways we know that is that other countries with lower crime rates have lower prison rates. So if it was such a super deterrent, then our country would probably have a lower crime rate. The other reason that prison isn't a deterrent at the individual level is we know that from reconviction rates, which show that somewhere between a half and 3/4 of people reoffend after imprisonment, the higher rates being those for shorter sentences and for young people.
So are there too many people in prison?
I am somebody who thinks that there is a place for prison. I think that there are some people whose crimes are severe enough and people who are dangerous enough that society should be protected from them. I'm not concerned to abolish prisons. However, there are approximately, I think it's 8,000 to 10,000 people at any one time in prison for very short sentences and very trivial offences. So the thinking seems to be, let's try a fine, it doesn't work. Let's give them a community penalty, it doesn't work. Let's give them prison, it doesn't work. Let's give them prison, it doesn't work. Let's give them prison, it doesn't work. And it seems to me that if you want to break that cycle, you have to be doing different things with people in the community.
So what are the alternatives to prison?
They include things like having to do unpaid work, perhaps clearing a nursery, a playground that's had graffiti on it, or clearing some woodland that's got overgrown, or picking up rubbish, painting the community centre. It can involve probation supervision where offenders are expected to, increasingly often they're expected to go through programmes which help them to think through and make more rational, thought-out decisions which help to stop them from offending.
But what about those in prison? Another common complaint is that prisons have become too soft.
The main point of imprisonment is the absolute lack of liberty. Nobody who's ever been in a prison will ever forget the smell of a prison. It's not that they don't try to keep them clean, and it's not that they don't try to give people access to showers, but they have an institutional smell. It's to do with people being caged up for long hours each day. They are boring, they find it difficult to access classes, and that's particularly true for the people I don't think should be in prison, which is the short sentence people, because they get no access to the programmes. They're just warehoused when they're in there. It can be a dangerous place. It's an extremely depressing place. I would advise people who think that prison is an easy option to see if they can go on a visit to their local prison, rather than to assume that what they see on Prisoner of Cell Block H or any of the dramatic presentations of prison are accurate.